the drumbeat of war. Taiwan says 28 Chinese warplanes, including fighter jets and nuclear-capable bombers, crossed into its airspace.
A top delegation of American officials arriving in Taiwan.
Taiwan is grateful to have the United States of America by our side.
The future of Taiwan.
On Taiwan's Penghu Islands in the Taiwan Strait.
Taiwan.
Taiwan. Taiwan.
In Taiwan.
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 Taiwan. Taiwan.
Taiwan. Taiwan.
中国统一是历史必然，两岸同胞要携手同心，共享民族复兴的伟大荣光。
Today is election week here in Taiwan, and as the world focuses its attention on this Southeast Asian nation, I wanted to gauge the political climate of the capital city, Taipei. And what better way to do this than by asking the people themselves? So I went around the city to interview people, but unfortunately, very few wanted to be on camera, especially for such a sensitive topic. With this being said, I managed to talk to 12 people, young and old, to ask them some questions. For example, I asked them if they believed they had free and fair elections, and everyone overwhelmingly said yes. But this is where their consensus stopped, as other issues, such as why some young people choose not to vote, given the importance of their elections, had mixed responses. Some said they don't like any of the candidates. A few old people said that young people forgot the atrocities committed in the Chinese Civil War and don't know what it's like to live under an authoritarian socialist government. But the most beautiful thing that I was told multiple times was the fact that regardless of whether people vote for the more pro-China Kuomintang party or the more pro-Taiwan DPP party, their opinions seem to be respected and not judged, as we see in some other more polarized countries today. Overall, the older population seems to be more neutral, or even pro-reunification, while young people seem to have more national patriotism and a stronger Taiwanese identity. In my opinion, it's almost as if the people who are in favor of reunification want to keep their way of life, such as the free market economy, freedom of the press, LGBTQ rights, democratic elections, etc., while also integrating into mainland China, which sounds like they want the best of both worlds. During my exchange here, I was fortunate enough to also travel to Hong Kong, so I saw firsthand what Chinese integration looks like. In fact, for every Hong Kong flag that I saw, there was a Chinese flag right next to it, because the Chinese government wants to send a strong message of slowly having one national identity, as Xi Jinping emphasized in his end of 2023 year speech. I have to mention that this interview or survey of mine was unscientific and shouldn't be taken as fact, because its sample size was too small and included my subjective interpretation of their answers. And not that I look like one, but I'm no expert. So what's the point of this video? Well, soon there will be a big enough survey displaying a statistically significant sample size. It's the 8th presidential election in Taiwan. In fact, Taiwan is the most democratic country in Asia, even ahead of countries like Japan, and is year after year ranked as a world top 10 most democratic country. So if that doesn't prove free and fair elections, I don't know what will. Because of this, the international community should do everything in its power to prevent the worst case scenario, and assist financially and militarily if it does happen. Not only because of their strategic interests, such as the supply of advanced semiconductors, but because they share many values like democracy, the rule of law, and human rights. Taiwan even had a mutual defense pact with the US, which ended in 1980 because of the One China policy concept that basically forces other nations to only choose one legitimate government between the Chinese People's Republic of China and the Taiwanese Republic of China. And for economic reasons, every country in the world apart from 12 chose the larger Chinese People's Republic of China, although they arguably share less values in common. Anyways, I'm just naive enough to hope that for the few people that will watch this video, they get a glimpse of how beautiful, safe, welcoming, and open-minded this country is, as Taiwanese people are some of the kindest, most generous people I've ever come across. And if you've been here, you know. Because before coming here, I had precisely 0 friends in Taiwan, and now I can legitimately say I have lifelong friendships. The majority of Taiwanese and Chinese people have friends across the strait, which goes to show that borders don't divide people, but they divide countries. So it would be a shame if a select group of a few individuals in Beijing ruined these relationships the hard way, after trying for decades with soft power. As the world is distracted with other conflicts in Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and African coups, an emboldened China seems as assertive as ever, Just ask India, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, and many other countries that border China. So regardless of this election's outcome, Taiwan needs help in maintaining the status quo. And just remember that if you don't stand up for others, no one will be there to stand up for you.